Good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. ADD, and today I'm going to play, or at least I'm going to be walking you through Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. I'm only saying good morning because it's morning where I live, or at least I think it's still morning. I hope it's still morning. God, I wouldn't want to say that and then have to go back and edit and good afternoon. It's good morning, though. It's where I am. Anyway, um, so anyway, I guess, as my first kind of... I call this a walkthrough because this will be, this is not going to be me... I'm sorry for the sound, by the way. I'll get that going in a second. This is not going to be me let's playing the game like I've played this game many times before, but, I'm hoping to show you guys a couple of things that, well, let's say beginners that don't know how to play the game, or they're not exactly... they don't know everything that there is to see about the game, then I can at least help them with this. I'm just doing this. I'm running a dexterity build for anyone who is willing to go along with what I'm doing. I'm going to be skipping all cutscenes. This is not really going to be like a lore series. If you guys want to go see amazing lore by people that care about this game a little bit more than I do, go see Vadi Vidya and Epic Name Bro. They have really, really, really great channels devoted completely to Dark Souls lore. Since I love this game. This is like my favorite game. And I'm hoping to do all. I forgot to hit sound going. Damn. I'm hoping to do all three of these on my channel, with the possibility of Bloodborne on my PS4 if I get the chance. Anyway, let's go. The options here. So everyone's got to hear stuff. I don't know why there's no audio. Oh, no wonder. Let's see here. Join leaderboard. Can I hear stuff? That's weird. Is my game audio down? That might be it. No? Wait. Uh-oh. There it goes. That's much better. I'm sorry if I turned it up really, really loud. My volume is down on my mic. Or my headphones. Anyway, though, let's go. This is Undead Asylum, as everyone saw in the very beginning. Or Northern... I forgot the name of this place. God, it's been so long. By the way, please allow for a little bit of error when playing this game. It's been about maybe 2 years since I've played this game. And I'm hoping to get through... Undead Asylum and most, or not most of Undead Burg, but a good, decent amount. Man, wow, this is fantastic. A decent amount of Undead Burg, which is the second area that you're supposed to go to. I'm hoping to show you guys a couple of things also, like some loot areas. I don't know why I lit that bonfire. And stuff like that. This is the target shield. For beginner players, first off, I'm just going to go ahead and, little spoiler alert, the end of this game is completely based, well, it's not based, but it helps when you know how to parry. For anyone who is looking to, get better at parrying, go and find the target shield in the game and grab it. I forgot where it was, and I'll point that out as the game goes on. And learn how to parry with it, because this thing, as you can see right here, that little extra side swipe he does, that has the most parry frames of any shield, I think. I believe the most of any parryable item in the game. And it really makes parrying a lot easier. It also helped me because it's been a long time since I've played, since I parried anyone. Once again, 2 years. I don't parry a lot in Dark Souls 1 or 2. Or, I mean, 2 or 3. Yes, I have played them, by the way. I love Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2's Mare. For anyone who needs to go back and get Estus, let's say they've been hit along the way, if you go all the way down here, there is a little door right here. You can open it up and head back into the courtyard, but I don't need that. A lot of people that I've been constantly trying to get people to play this game for years, because I feel like this game is a little misunderstood. Yeah, the game is hard, but it's not impossible. I mean, in my opinion, it's fun to play. Like, I play this game... I played this game once a year up until, a couple years ago when I stopped playing it. I played this game around the time it came out. I didn't play it, I didn't beat it until probably 2013, just because when I was 11 in 2011 when this game came out, so I sucked at video games back then. Seriously, I promise you, it's true. It's really true. Anyway, kill that guy. Over here, this is the hardest area, enemy in this area. This guy will beat the shit out of you if you don't know what you're doing, but if you can parry him, he's pretty easy. Even then, if you can get behind him, backstab him, do whatever you want, you can take him down pretty easily. here's the first boss. As you see right here, RB while falling, do a plunging attack. That's essentially, this boss fight teaches you all of the techniques needed to basically beat bosses. Fall, hold RB, and you get this cool animation. This boss is the easiest in the entire game, I promise you. This is also one of the first roadblocks for players, for new players. I'm gonna prolong the fight a little bit. But as you can see right there, as I move toward his legs, he was able to hit me. If you stay behind him, just right lodged in his butt, you should be able to essentially beat him without getting hit once. I got hit there because I got a little reckless, but he's a very easy fight if you just stick at his back. If you can beat him quick enough, later in the fight, if you take long enough, he begins to do this little attack where he flies up into the air and he begins to like ground pounds. That is a really hard rhythm to get him out of. I believe if you just run away from him, he'll eventually chase you down, and that's essentially how it goes. But he's a pretty easy boss. Once again, he's the first roadblock of the game. Anyway, here we go. We're now at Firelink Shrine. That's Bob, and then I name my friend up here. This guy's up here. His name is Greg. They're useless unless you don't know what to do with the game. But if you know what to do with the game, why are you watching this? Anyway, Bob's job over there, his name's not Bob, I just call him Bob, but Bob's job is to tell you that way up there and way down below there are two bells you need to ring to advance forward in the game. Once again, this part is the hardest part in the game. The rest is relatively easy, at least in my opinion. This is a kindled bonfire. It looks brighter than other bonfires because it's been kindled. At this bonfire, you will always get 10 Estus flasks instead of the regular 5. Later in the game, once you beat Pinwheel, which is a boss, he's super easy. You do not need to dread him at all. You can then kindle bonfires with humanity, which you grab, and then each bonfire gives you more Estus flasks. I hope that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it makes sense. Anyway, though, now here's a couple extra little beginning items that are really helpful. You go up here. This is actually an elevator to a later portion of the game, but if you go down here, you go through the secret passageway. Boom! There's chests everywhere. I'll try to explain this stuff as I go along, by the way. Homeward Bone, that takes you back to any bonfire you rested at. Yeah. That's just like faith stuff. Like a talisman helps you cast miracles, which is like it's reliant on faith. Also walk you guys through the leveling system. I'm probably talking really quick right now. Oh man. Anyway, sorry, it's been a long time since I played this game, so it's kind of stressful. I don't want to seem like a complete idiot or a liar. That'd be wrong. Lloyd's talismans, those block Estus Flask recovery. Throughout the game, you'll come across enemies that frequently that heal using Estus. You need to be able to block their attacks, and that's how you do it. Do not go down here. I'm doing this simply because there's some nice goodies down here that I like. These enemies are extremely high level for you. A lot of beginning players end up getting lost down here and getting stuck. I promise you, you can survive this area and grab all the items. Oh shit! Well, don't do that. But oh god, wow, holy shit! There you go. That's my case in point. These enemies will beat the ever-living hell out of you, and they don't care. And a lot of people, you'll see facts online and stuff of people that run into that area and they're like, this game's too hard. That's just not the right way to go. Oh, this chest is interesting. This chest actually, whenever you drop an essential item in the game or sell it, it will always appear in this chest. That doesn't mean that every item will appear there, just essential items. Like, I'm trying to think of like an item that'd be essential. Like, oh god, the Covenant of Artorias. Like, that is something you need later in the game to get into a really cool area. If you drop that, the story can't continue. So the point of that is essentially to make sure that players aren't stuck and the game's not broken. Which that's a pretty interesting idea. This game doesn't have like quest items or anything. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that's everything in this area. I'll show you guys how to get back to the asylum later because there's actually a boss fight there. I was considering taking a really high-level weapon, but I'm just going to do this as everyone else would, just because I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay, here we go. Time to level up. So, this seems a little overwhelming for how many stats there are, but it's really, really simple. Vitality is your health. Attunement is how many spells you can hold in your inventory at any one time. Some spells take up more than one attunement slot, so keep that in mind in later game. Endurance is your stamina, which is essential to every class except for maybe mages, and even then, they still need it a little bit. Strength is used to, it says right here, well, never mind. It says to wield powerful weapons. Now, there's a difference between powerful weapons and skillful weapons. Powerful weapons are essentially large, big hammers. Like, if you actually beat the Asylum Demon without getting your weapons first, you actually get his Demon's Great Hammer. It's a big, big weapon and requires a lot of strength to wield. While these builds are very easy for first-time players to do, it in the long run, doesn't do nearly as much damage as Dexterity does. Dexterity allows you to wield skillful weapons, like the Thieves' Knife I'm wielding, the Scimitar, the Uchi Katana, which I'll show you later how to get, and stuff like that. Excuse me, I had breakfast before this. Shouldn't have done that, that was a bad idea. Then here's Resistance. You do not need to put anything in Resistance. Resistance is essentially the useless stat of the game. All it does is it ups your poison, poison defenses, magic resistance, flame defense, lightning, all that stuff. Bleed resist. It's a useless stat. Don't ever upgrade that stat. There's Intelligence, which is used to cast sorceries, and Faith, which is used to cast miracles. I believe Pyromancies, I keep forgetting because in every game they change it. Pyromancies, I believe, they can be wielded regardless of Intelligence or Faith, but they require attunement to hold. Once again, this is from what I remember. Anyway, so it's time to level up. I'm probably going to put some into Strength, because we need I forgot how much strength we needed to wield Uchi. But I'm just going to put it all into Strength so I can wield it one-handed later. Anyway, let's get going on this epic journey across Lordran. That's what this place is called, Lordran. Not, my brother one time called it, the place from Demon Souls. I forgot what it was called. I played Demon Souls. I'd never really, liked it as much as this one, though. This one, oh my god, really? Just stop. This game, I'm just going to go ahead and say that for a game that, it's a bit like Dead Space. Like, Dead Space is now 8 years old, which is crazy for a game. And, it holds up very well. This game holds up very, very well. Now, it's kind of boring for someone like me who's played it like 5 or 6 times, but it doesn't require anything else. This game is just such a fun game, and it's challenging every single time. Like, even veteran players like me, you'll see me, I struggle on some bosses and stuff. Everyone in their game has their kryptonite. And this is my favorite game in the world. Careful of that fire, guy. This is Sparta him off the cliff. These enemies are really good enemies to practice pairing with, because the only problem with them is their attacks take forever to hit you. So you kind of have to learn that before anything. And also, you're near that bonfire down there, so you can just, you get hit once, you heal with Estus, go back down there, grab Estus again. It's really easy. Kill this. Oh, wow. Don't get poisoned. Please, God, don't get poisoned. Poisoned is the worst blight on this game you could possibly have. The only stuff in the game that counters poison is purple moss. I forgot the name of it. Purple moss clumps. And you do not get those until a little ways into the game. So, which is stupid considering there's one area that we're going to go through later that it's poison themed. But you don't have anything to counter your poison, which is weird. By the way, if you ever see me roll through an attack like really weirdly, like really awkwardly, like this, if I can get out of this, there we go. That is something that's called invincibility rolls. It is something that speedrunners and stuff use. They're fairly easy to use, provided you know how to like find them. Essentially, what it is by the way, you need fast roll. You don't need fast roll, but it's nice to have it. I really wish I could display slow roll and stuff. I might display that later when I tell you guys more about invincibility rolls. But invincibility rolls is right here. You see this. So I roll. I roll forward. There are like frames in this roll where I'm completely invincible to all damage. That means that you can roll through pretty much anything and it will not hit you. It will not connect. Careful right here. I really don't want to die again. I commonly die because that can kill you if you get too close. This is my least favorite beginning area just because there's so many enemies here. Oh my god. You know, I think beginner player. Oh wow, that was just freaking wind and stuff in that mic. I feel like beginning players are gonna have more trouble with these areas because these areas are, in my opinion, the beginning and the end are the two hardest parts of this game. The middle is just kind of meh, except for Ornstein and Smo. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, that's a sad boss fight. I'll get to that later. I'll probably actually have it's like Ornstein and Smo will probably have their own video, probably actually. Anyway, here we are. We're at the first bonfire of Undead Burg. Beware every bonfire you sit at, it respawns the enemies nearby. So watch this. See the guy over there? He's dead. Come back. And he's alive again. Be careful because there are times when I will forget that they are dead. Because it's easy to forget. And you'll come back and they'll just completely beat the crap out of you because you forgot. I forgot there's like one bonfire where if you move like a centimeter from like the sitting area, you get attacked by enemies, which is really, really stupid. But oh well. This game is hard on purpose, so. This game is also a very good gauge for difficulty, like in terms of like other games, because when there are other difficulty games, by the way, I'm sorry, is like my favorite word. That and like, they're my two favorite words to use, and I'm sorry if I continually use them in conversation. But it's also another really good one. This game is hard, but not in the sense of like Cat Mario hard. By the way, that's an old Flash game. Well, it's not old, it's not as probably popular as it once was. But this isn't like Cat Mario hard or like I'm trying to think of another game that's like purposely difficult. I'll get to that in a minute. Once again, the ADD, it's happening. This guy's name is the Undead Merchant. I forgot his name. Anyway, he is your primary merchant for the beginning of the game. However, I have a much better use for him. I go behind him and I just heavy attack him in a second here. There we go.
Gone mad, have you?
What you do is you just beat the ever-living crap out of him because he sucks. Careful, he does have Uchigatana that will hurt you. Oh, that was a badly timed invincibility roll.
Why me?
He gives you when you kill him, he drops everything that you need: the Orange Guidance Soapstone, Humanity, Residence Key, and the Uchigatana. I think I can wield it right now. I think. Okay, both hands. Okay, that's I'm okay with that. But he like the only thing that he sells that's of like nice use is stuff for your bonfire, such as you can reinforce things at your bonfire, you can store things at your bonfire, but even then, later in the game, there's a bonfire that constantly has a blacksmith near it. I'd rather just go to that bonfire every single time, rather than, I'm sorry if my dog's barking, I really hope that's not too loud, but you can just go to that bonfire every single time. By the way, before I end this video, since I think it's nearing a decent amount of time, oh my god, really? Of course my dog has to start barking. Right now I am in, this is medium roll. Slow roll is even slower. Knights will know what slow roll is. In this roll, you have less time of invincibility. Like, you can kind of see it. There's less time for you to be invincible. Now, I always do this. I always take off most of my stuff, and then when I put it back on, as you can see here, I'm back to fast roll. There's actually 2 different fast rolls, so there's a total of 5 rolls in this game. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear her banging herself against the glass violently, but it's bad. Anyway, you roll forward. There are 2 fast rolls, so I believe this is fast roll. Then there's slow fast roll, which is slightly slower than this. There's medium roll, which is the roll that I was just talking about. and then there's slow roll, which is just terrible, and then finally there's a if you have too much armor on, you can't even roll. You just like stumble. My God, you hear that? Anyway, it's time for me to end this video anyway. But you know, if you like the video, you know, come down for the next part and subscribe or whatever. But if you don't, I don't care. I'm joking. I actually do care. Please subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next video.